She's running through the forest behind her grandmother's house at 2 a.m., barefoot, bleeding, and something is chasing her. Not someone. Something. 3 shadows with glowing red eyes, moving faster than anything human should move. She gasps out the words, "What do you want from me?" The voice that answers is echoing, demonic, and absolutely terrifying. "Give us the vessel, mortal. Give us our brother, or we paint these trees with your blood." But here's the thing, Amara Okonkwo has no idea what they're talking about. She doesn't know about the ancient pact. She doesn't know about the warrior trapped inside the ring on her finger. And she definitely doesn't know that in exactly 3 minutes, her entire life is about to change forever. A deep male voice whispers in her ear, seductive and commanding, "Put your hand over your heart, little bird. Trust me." This is the story of how an ordinary African woman became the only thing standing between our world and an ancient war between demons. And if you think you know where this is going, you don't. But before we dive deeper, hit that subscribe button right now. Trust me, you're going to want to see how this ends. 48 hours earlier, Lagos, Nigeria.
Sorrow grips our hearts today. We find solace in our faith.
The funeral of grandmother Chidinma Okonkwo. Amara stood in the back of the church, wearing a black dress she'd bought at the airport. She hadn't been home in 6 years. Medical school in London didn't leave much time for family visits. Now, standing in front of her grandmother's casket, she wished she'd made the time. Her mother's voice cut through the church like a blade, sharp and critical. "You couldn't even arrive before she died. Too busy in your fancy London life." Amara's response was quiet, hurt. "Mama, please. Not today." But her mother wasn't finished. "She asked for you. Every day for 3 months, she asked, 'Where is my Amara?' And you never came."
You think you can just walk in here after everything and show your face?
I am your daughter, Mama. How can you say such a
The
thing
guilt
at
hit
my
harder
father's...
than any punch. But what Amara's mother didn't know, what nobody knew, was that grandmother Chidinma had sent Amara a letter 1 week before she died. A letter Amara had been too afraid to open. That night, alone in her grandmother's house, Amara finally read it. Her voice shook as she read aloud, "My dear Amara, if you are reading this, I am gone. And now, the burden passes to you. In the locked box beneath my bed, you will find a black ring. Do not put it on until you are ready to see the truth. Our family has guarded a secret for 400 years. A dangerous secret. A beautiful secret. Forgive me, my child. I should have prepared you. But some things cannot be taught, only survived. With all my love, grandmother." Amara whispered to herself, "What the hell does that mean?" She found the box. Old. Wooden. Carved with symbols she didn't recognize, Japanese characters mixed with Igbo markings. Inside, wrapped in red silk, was the ring. Jet black. Smooth as glass. And when she held it up to the light, she could swear she saw something moving inside it. Like smoke trapped in stone. She whispered, "This is insane." She should have stopped there. She should have put it back. But grief makes people do irrational things. And Amara wanted to feel close to her grandmother one last time. The moment the ring touched her skin, the room went cold. Amara gasped, "Oh God." In the mirror across the room, Amara's reflection moved differently than she did. It smiled when she didn't. It tilted its head. And then, standing behind her reflection, she saw him. A man. Tall. Impossibly beautiful. His skin covered in intricate black tattoos that seemed to shift and writhe like living creatures. His eyes glowed a deep, violet purple. And when he smiled, she saw fangs. His voice was smooth, amused. "Hello, Keeper. It's been a very long time since I've seen a living face." Amara screamed, "Who? What? Get out of my head." She ripped the ring off. But he didn't disappear. Instead, he stepped through the mirror, like it was made of water, and stood in the room with her. Solid. Real. Terrifying. He said calmly, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." The moment the ring left her hand, the temperature dropped 20 degrees. The windows shattered. And 3 dark shapes appeared outside, their eyes glowing red in the darkness. The man's voice turned suddenly serious. "They've found us. Put the ring back on. Now." Amara stammered, I don't understand. He grabbed her shoulders and spoke urgently. Listen to me very carefully, little bird. My name is Kaito. I am the third son of the Oni king of Kyoto. 400 years ago, your ancestor made a deal with my father. She would hide me from my brothers, who wanted me dead. In exchange, I would protect her village from all supernatural threats. But to hide me, she had to trap me inside that ring. And the only way I stay hidden is if a woman of her bloodline wears it. Amara was hyperventilating. This isn't real. This isn't. Kaito interrupted. Your grandmother wore that ring for 70 years. Now it's your turn. Put it on, or we both die tonight. The door exploded inward. 3 figures stepped into the room. They looked human at first glance, tall, muscular, dressed in modern clothes. But their eyes were wrong, burning red. And when they smiled, their teeth were too sharp, too many. The eldest spoke in a cold voice. Little brother. For centuries is a long time to hide. Kaito stepped in front of Amara. Ryota. Hideo. Takashi. Still doing father's dirty work, I see. The second brother laughed, cruel and mocking. Father is dead. We rule the Eastern Oni now. And we've come to collect what's ours. Your power, your territory, and your life. Amara's hands were shaking so badly she could barely breathe. This wasn't possible. Demons weren't real. But the 3 creatures standing in her grandmother's living room were very, very real. Amara whispered, Kaito, what do I do? Kaito didn't look back. Put the ring on. And when I tell you to run, you run. Don't look back. I'm not leaving you. His voice was fierce. I've been dead for 400 years, little bird. You're still alive. That matters more. She slipped the ring back on. And the moment she did, something changed. She could feel Kaito's presence inside her mind, like a second heartbeat. She could feel his strength, his rage, his fear, yes, even demons feel fear. The youngest brother grinned. Oh, this is perfect. The new keeper is a fragile little human who doesn't even know what she is. This will be easier than we thought. Kaito moved like lightning. His tattoos came alive, peeling off his skin and forming into weapons, blades, chains, shields made of pure shadow. He fought all 3 brothers at once, moving faster than Amara's eyes could follow. But he was outnumbered. And he'd been trapped for so long, his power was weak. The eldest brother grabbed Kaito by the throat. You were always the weakest, Kaito. That's why father wanted you dead. Kaito choked out the words, Amara, run. But Amara didn't run, because in that moment, something inside her woke up. A memory that wasn't hers. A power that had been sleeping in her blood for generations. Her voice echoed with power as she commanded, get off him. Light exploded from the ring. The 3 brothers were thrown back, crashing through the walls. And when Amara looked down at her hands, they were glowing with the same violet light as Kaito's eyes. Kaito sounded shocked. Impossible. You're not just a keeper. You're a vessel. Your grandmother, she didn't just guard me. She bonded with me. And that bond passed to you. Amara was terrified. What does that mean? It means you and I are connected in ways I didn't understand. It means their fight isn't just with me anymore. It's with you too. Outside, the 3 brothers were getting back up. And they looked angrier than ever. If you're hooked on this story, smash that like button and drop a comment telling us, are you Team Amara or Team Kaito? Let's see where you stand. They ran. Through the forest behind the house, deeper into the darkness. Amara's feet were bleeding, her lungs burning, but she didn't stop. Kaito was beside her, partially transparent now, flickering in and out like a dying light. Amara gasped, why are you fading? I'm tied to the ring. And the ring is tied to you. But you're terrified. Your fear weakens the bond. Of course I'm terrified. There are 3 demons trying to kill us. Kaito grabbed her arm, stopping her. Then we need to do the one thing that will save us both. The soul bind. The what? He pulled her close, his violet eyes burning into hers. It's a forbidden ritual. It will merge our souls into one body, yours. You'll have access to all my strength, my power, my memories. And I'll be able to feel everything you feel. Pain, fear, joy, love, everything. That sounds insane. It is. But it's the only way we survive the night. My brothers won't stop until I'm dead. And if they kill me, they'll kill you too, just to make sure there's no trace of me left. But if we're bonded, if our souls are one, they can't separate us. They'd have to kill us both. Amara's voice broke. And if I say no? Kaito's voice softened. Then I'll fight them alone. And I'll lose. And you'll die knowing you could have saved yourself. Amara looked at this impossible creature standing in front of her. This demon prince who'd been trapped for 4 centuries. This warrior who'd just risked everything to protect her, a stranger. Will it hurt? Kaito almost smiled. Terribly. But I'll be there with you. You won't be alone. She took a deep breath. And nodded. Tell me what to do. Kaito took her hands. The tattoos on his skin began to glow, crawling up his arms like living serpents. He spoke in a language Amara didn't understand, ancient, guttural, powerful. Repeat after me, asterisk Tamashii wa Tsunagu, Inochi wa Hitatsu Enai Suru, asterisk. Amara struggled with the words. Tamashii wa Tsunagu, Inochi wa Hitatsu Enai Suru. The world went white. Pain exploded through every nerve in Amara's body. She screamed. She felt like she was being torn apart and stitched back together at the same time. Memories that weren't hers flooded her mind, battles, blood, centuries of loneliness. And underneath it all, she felt him. Kaito. His fear. His hope. His desperate, aching loneliness. His voice echoed inside her head now. I'm here, little bird. Hold on. Just hold on. When Amara opened her eyes, everything had changed. The world was sharper, brighter. She could hear the brothers searching for them half a mile away. She could smell blood on the wind. And when she looked down at her hands, they were covered in the same black tattoos that had been on Kaito's skin. Her voice echoed with 2 tones as she spoke. What happened to me? Kaito's voice overlapped with hers. We're one now. You and I. Your body. My power. Our soul. She looked at her reflection in a puddle. Her eyes were glowing violet. The brothers were close now. Too close. The eldest shouted through the trees, "We can smell you, brother. You can't hide forever." But something was different now. Amara wasn't afraid anymore. She could feel Kaito's battle instincts, his strategic mind, flowing through her. And more than that, she could feel his memories. She knew how to fight, how to move, how to survive. Amara whispered, Kaito, I can feel everything. Your past, your pain. For 100 years alone in that ring. His voice was gentle in her mind. And I can feel your heart, little bird. Your courage. Your fierce love for your family. You're stronger than you know. The 3 brothers emerged from the trees, surrounding them in a triangle formation. The eldest spoke with cold authority. This is your last chance, Kaito. Surrender, and we'll make her death quick. But it was Amara who answered, her voice steady and strong. He's not surrendering. And neither am I. The second brother laughed. The human speaks. How amusing. Do you even know what you're protecting? He's a monster. A killer. Our father wanted him dead because he was too dangerous to control. Kaito's voice rang out through Amara. Father wanted me dead because I refused to slaughter innocent villages for his empire. Because I believed demons and humans could coexist. That made me a threat to everything he built. The youngest brother sneered. And look where your mercy got you. Trapped. Forgotten. Weak. Amara felt rage building inside her, Kaito's rage, mixed with her own. He's not weak. And he's not alone anymore. The tattoos on Amara's skin began to glow, pulsing with violet light. She raised her hands, and shadows materialized around her, forming into shapes, blades, shields, serpents made of pure darkness. The eldest brother's eyes widened. Impossible. A human shouldn't be able to channel that much demonic energy without. Amara smiled, and it was Kaito's smile on her face. Without dying? You're right. But I'm not just channeling his power. We're sharing it. 2 souls, 1 body, double the strength. The battle erupted. Amara moved like she'd been fighting for centuries. She dodged the eldest brother's strike, feeling Kaito guide her movements. She countered with a blade of shadow that cut through the demon's arm. He roared in pain and rage. The second brother came at her from behind, but she spun, deflecting his attack with a shield of darkness. She could hear Kaito's voice in her mind, coaching her, warning her, celebrating every successful strike. Left, duck, now strike upward. She followed his instructions perfectly, moving in perfect sync with his 400 years of battle experience. But 3 against 1 was still overwhelming, even with their combined power. The youngest brother's claws raked across her shoulder. She cried out in pain, and blood sprayed across the forest floor. Kaito's voice was panicked in her mind. "Amara, are you?" "I'm fine," she gasped. "Keep fighting." But she wasn't fine. The wound was deep, and her human body couldn't heal as fast as a demon's. She was slowing down, and the brothers could sense it. The eldest brother grinned, blood dripping from his fangs. "You're dying, little human. I can smell it. Give us what we came for, and I promise your death will be painless." Amara staggered, her vision blurring. She could feel Kaito's anguish in her mind, his desperate desire to protect her, his guilt that she was suffering because of him. His voice was breaking. "Amara, you have to break the bond. Let me go. Save yourself." She shook her head, even though her knees were buckling. "No, we're in this together. Remember? You're going to die, then we die together." And in that moment, something changed. The bond between them deepened, strengthened. Amara's wound began to close, not with demonic healing, but with something else. Something older. Something that came from the ancient pact between her ancestor and Kaito's father. The ring on her finger blazed with light, so bright the brothers had to shield their eyes. Kaito's voice was filled with awe. "Amara, what are you doing?" "I don't know," she whispered. "But it feels right." The light expanded, wrapping around both of them like a cocoon. And when it faded, Amara was no longer just Amara. She was taller, stronger. Her hair floated around her face like it was underwater. Her eyes blazed with violet fire. And on her back, spreading out like massive wings, were tattoos that formed the shape of a phoenix, her ancestor's symbol, merged with Kaito's demon markings. The 3 brothers stepped back, fear finally showing on their faces. The eldest whispered the prophecy. "It can't be. The union of demon and keeper, 2 souls perfectly balanced." The guardian. Amara's voice, harmonized with Kaito's, rang out like a bell. "You came here to kill your brother. But you've forgotten something important. He's not just a demon anymore. And I'm not just a human. We're something new. Something neither of your kind nor mine has ever seen." She raised her hand, and the forest itself seemed to respond. Roots burst from the ground, wrapping around the brothers' legs. Shadows coalesced into chains, binding their arms. The earth shook beneath their feet. The second brother struggled against the bindings. "This isn't possible. No human has this much power." Amara stepped forward, her voice calm and absolute. "You're right. No human does. And no demon does either. But together we're unstoppable." She looked at each of the brothers in turn. "You have a choice. Leave now, return to Japan, and never come for us again. Or stay and discover exactly what a guardian can do when protecting what she loves." The word loves hung in the air, surprising even Amara. But she realized it was true. In the past few hours, connected to Kaito's soul, feeling his memories, his loneliness, his fierce devotion to protecting others, she'd fallen for him. For the demon prince trapped in a ring. For the warrior who'd been alone for 400 years. And through their bond, she felt his response. The overwhelming wave of emotion, joy, disbelief, hope, and yes, love that crashed through him at her words. The eldest brother spat blood on the ground. "This isn't over, Kaito. The Oni Council will hear of this. They'll send others. Let them come," Amara said quietly. "We'll be ready." The 3 brothers dissolved into shadows and vanished into the night, leaving Amara and Kaito alone in the forest. If you're loving this story, hit that comment section and tell us, what would you do if you were bonded with a demon? And don't forget to subscribe because this story isn't over yet. The light faded. The tattoos receded back into Amara's skin, though they didn't disappear entirely. She collapsed to her knees, exhausted, overwhelmed, and still very much aware of Kaito's presence inside her mind. "Are you okay?" His voice was soft, concerned, intimate in a way that made her shiver. "I don't know," she answered honestly, both out loud and in her mind. "I just fought 3 demons, merged souls with a 400-year-old Oni prince, and apparently declared my love for you in front of your homicidal brothers. So, I've had better days." She felt his laughter, warm and genuine. "You declared your love for me?" Amara blushed furiously. "I was caught up in the moment. The power, the adrenaline, the near-death experience." "Amara." She stopped. His voice had changed, become serious. "Through this bond, I can feel your truth, just as you can feel mine. You can't lie to me any more than I can lie to you. So tell me true, little bird. Do you regret this?" "Regret? Me?" She sat in the dirt, covered in blood and exhaustion, and searched her feelings. She could feel him waiting, vulnerable in a way she suspected he hadn't been in centuries. "No," she said finally. "I don't regret it. This is insane. Impossible. My life was normal 48 hours ago, and now I'm bonded to a demon prince with 3 murderous brothers who want us dead. But no, I don't regret you." The relief that flooded through their bond was so intense it brought tears to her eyes. "What happens now?" she asked. "Your brothers will come back. They'll bring others." "Yes," Kaito admitted. "But we'll be ready. You felt it tonight, Amara. What we are together. The Guardian. My ancestors' prophecy spoke of a bonding so complete that demon and human would become one, creating a protector stronger than either race alone. I always thought it was a myth. But you and I, we're proof it's real." Amara looked down at her hands, still faintly glowing with violet light. "I don't know how to be a guardian. I'm a medical student. I was supposed to finish my residency, open a clinic in Lagos, live a normal life. And now? Now I'm bonded to a demon prince, can apparently shoot shadow weapons from my hands, and have a family legacy of supernatural bodyguarding that I knew nothing about until yesterday." She laughed, a little hysterically. "My mother is going to kill me." "About your mother." Amara froze. "What about my mother?" Kaito's voice was careful. "The keeper bond passes through the female line. Which means your mother knows. She's known your whole life. She was likely supposed to be the next keeper, but she refused. That's why your grandmother kept the ring for so long. She was waiting for you to be old enough." The revelation hit Amara like a physical blow. "My mother knew?" "All those years she was pushing me away, telling me not to come home, criticizing every choice I made. She was trying to protect me from this." "Most likely. She didn't want this life for you. Can you blame her?" Amara thought about her strained relationship with her mother, all the arguments, all the distance. And suddenly, so much made sense. "I need to talk to her." "Are you sure that's wise?" She made it clear she doesn't want any part of this world. "She's still my mother. And now that I'm the keeper, she deserves to know that I'm okay. That I chose this." They made their way back to the house as dawn broke over Lagos. The building was destroyed. Walls collapsed, windows shattered, furniture splintered. It looked like a war zone. Which, Amara reflected, it basically was. Her mother was standing in the driveway when they arrived, her face pale, her eyes wide with horror. "Amara," she breathed. "What have you done?" Amara stood straighter, feeling Kaito's support through their bond. "What grandmother wanted me to do. What you refused to do. I'm the keeper now, Mama. And I'm not running from it." Her mother's face crumpled. "You don't understand what you've signed up for. That ring, that creature, it destroyed my childhood. I watched my mother fight things that should not exist. I watched her bleed, suffer, age before her time because of that curse." "It's not a curse," Amara said firmly. "It's a responsibility. And maybe if you'd accepted it instead of running, grandmother wouldn't have had to carry it alone for so long." The words were harsh, but they needed to be said. Her mother flinched as if struck. "You think I wanted to abandon her? You think it was easy, watching her suffer and knowing I could do nothing because I was too weak? Too afraid?" "I don't think you're weak, Mama. I think you were scared. And that's okay. But I'm not you. And I'm not running." Her mother looked at her daughter, really looked at her for the first time in years. saw the violet glow in her eyes, the faint tattoos on her skin, the way she stood taller, stronger, changed. "You've already bonded with him," her mother whispered. "The soul bind." "Oh, Amara. There's no going back from that." "I know. And I don't want to go back." They stood in silence for a long moment. Then, slowly, her mother reached out and pulled Amara into a hug. It was awkward, tentative. They hadn't hugged in years, but it was real. "I can't help you with this," her mother said quietly. "I can't be part of that world. But I won't abandon you either. Not again." Amara held her mother tight, feeling tears stream down her face. That's all I needed to hear. 3 weeks later, Amara stood on the balcony of her new apartment overlooking Lagos. The city sprawled before her, millions of people living their normal lives, completely unaware of the supernatural world that existed alongside their own. She'd decided to stay. Her residency in London could wait. She had a different calling now. "You're thinking too loud again," Kaito's voice murmured in her mind. He'd learned to materialize outside the ring for short periods now that their bond was stronger. He sat on the balcony railing, his form solid and real in the morning light, though still marked with those mesmerizing tattoos. "I'm thinking about the future," Amara said. "About what comes next. Your brothers won't be the last threat. The Oni Council, other supernatural creatures, humans who learn about you and want to use your power, we're going to have a lot of enemies." "Yes," Kaito agreed. "But we'll also have allies. There are others like us out there, little bird. Other guardians, other bonds between humans and supernatural beings. We just have to find them. And how do we do that?" He smiled, and it was the most beautiful sight she'd ever seen. "We do what your grandmother did. What generations of keepers before her did. We protect. We fight. We survive. And we show the world that humans and demons don't have to be enemies." Amara reached out and took his hand. His skin was warm, solid, real. "You know, when I put on that ring 3 weeks ago, I thought my life was over. I thought I'd lost everything, my career, my future, my freedom. And now I realize I was living half a life before. Going through the motions, keeping everyone at arm's length, never letting myself be vulnerable or truly connected to anyone." She squeezed his hand. "You showed me what it means to really live. To fight for something that matters. To love without holding back." Kaito's violet eyes blazed with emotion. "For 100 years," he said quietly. "I waited 400 years in that darkness, alone, forgotten. And it was worth it. Every single moment was worth it, because it led me to you." He pulled her close, and when he kissed her,
I love you so much, Kaito.
And I you, Amara. Forever.
Amara felt their souls sing in perfect harmony. Two beings from completely different worlds, bound together by fate, by choice, by love. When they finally pulled apart, Amara was smiling. "So, what do we do now, Demon Prince?" Kaito grinned, that dangerous, beautiful smile that made her heart race. Now we show my brothers and the entire Oni Council what happens when they threaten what we love. We train. We grow stronger. And when they come for us again, and they will come, we'll be ready. Together. Always together, little bird. Two souls, one heart, unstoppable. In the distance, storm clouds gathered over Lagos. And somewhere, far across the ocean in Japan, 3 demon brothers knelt before a council of ancient Oni, reporting their failure and warning of the guardian who had awakened. The war was coming. But Amara and Kaito would face it the same way they faced everything now, together, bound by a love that transcended species, mortality, and time itself. And this is just the beginning of their story. If you made it this far, you're part of something special. Drop a comment and tell us, should we make a part 2? Should Amara and Kaito's story continue? Let us know what you want to see next. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications because there are more stories like this coming your way. What would you do if you discovered your family had been guarding a supernatural secret for centuries? Would you run or would you fight? Until next time, remember, sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones that were 400 years in the making.